Today I'm going to show you how to make reusable gift bags out of fabric. Basically what this is a drawstring bag made out of fabric, and usually I use ribbon or some sort of cording to go through the drawstring casing that you just draw closed and you have a gift bag. Years ago I discovered that using disposable paper bags got to be expensive and got to be a nuisance. So one way I like to clean out my fabric stash every now and then is to cut rectangles of fabric, really any size, big, little, whatever you have, and make a little bag out of them. And then if you're the type of person that needs to have written instructions, I did do an article for Backwoods Home Magazine. It could have been Self-Reliance. I'll have to look that up. And I'll put a link to that back issue in the box below. But basically it's just any size rectangle will do. And you're just going to sew, I already did the top part, you're just going to sew a casing at the top, which is just folded over 1 to 2 inches, depending on how big you want your casing, what kind of ribbon you're using. It's going to be inside, so it's not going to matter. And then I like to French seam my bags. I'm going to fold it with my wrong sides of my fabric together, and I'm going to sew the 2 edges. Then I'm going to trim those off. I'm going to turn the bag inside out, and then I'm going to re-sew. That way you have a finished seam inside your bag, and I'll show you in just a minute. Let me sew this really quick, and then we'll take a look at what we need to do next here. I used about a 1/4 of a seam allowance. You can use bigger or smaller. Like I said, this project is really just sort of like winging it. Any size rectangle, and you just sew the little bag. So I have trimmed off, now I've sewed it so you can see my right sides. Now I'm going to reach inside. I'm going to poke my corners with my finger. Now it's inside out, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew along my seam again. And now you can see the finished French seam, and it's all nice. So now when I turn my bag right side out, the inside of my bag looks nice. All right, now I'm going to take a length of ribbon. I'm going to put it on a big safety pin, and I'm going to feed it through my casing. You just poke it through the hole, and the bigger the safety pin, the easier. I'm going to just push it through here. It's going to pull your ribbon into the casing. You could just tie a knot if you want to, or you can put on a toggle. This is a little toggle. And the way you do that is you push it, there's a little hole in the toggle. And when you go like this, you can put your ribbon down into the hole. So I'm going to do that. Now I have my toggle through my ribbon. I'm just going to tie a knot at the end. That's going to keep the toggle from coming off. See, now I can't go any further. Now when I want to do my gift bag, put my little gift in there. I'm going to squeeze my toggle, put it down in there, and it's going to keep it closed. just a nice little thing. And there I have a gift bag. Add tassels. You can add tassels to your bag if you want to make it, you know, fancier. You could add crocheted flowers. This one is just made out of, you know, fabric. I want to show you some other examples of some things you can do though. I like to buy damaged vintage linens that have been embroidered. Sometimes they're dresser scarves or pillowcases or tablecloths. And the parts that aren't damaged, I cut out. This was part of a dresser scarf. It has like daisies on it. And I just made a little bag. And what I would do is put my gift in there and just tie it with like a yellow bow at the top. This is from a linen, it was like an Indian shirt from India, and it was linen. This is actually just the sleeve, and it has like a fur and a silver thing here, like a silver trim. And I'll just put my gift down in here, and I can either poke a hole and just tie another ribbon in there, or I can just scrunch it up underneath and leave this cuff on top. So that's really nice. And here's one that just has it on one side. I used part of the other trim because it was such a pretty linen thing there. You can find old cocktail dresses and things with sequin patterns on them. And those are really good to cut out, and you have the diamonds and stuff. So an example of a gift bag, that this is from the same shirt from India. It has rhinestones and embroidery on it. And when I do my ribbon through there, it'll be a really pretty fancy little I made all Christmas. I replaced all of our Christmas gift bags with Christmas fabric and made all Christmas ones. Those were mostly larger size, but I did all different sizes. And this is the wonderful thing about this. No matter what you have, you can do 2 handkerchiefs. You could do bandanas. You could do damaged pillowcases, like part of them. You could cut it off and just use the fancy part. It doesn't have to be for Christmas. It can be, like I said, the ones I'm making are for just gift giving. So you can really use your imagination and repurpose clothes this way. The sleeves are real easy. If you have somebody who likes to wear like flannel shirts, you could make a real cute flannel one and tie it with some twine or like a leather strap to make it more masculine. But it's a really simple project, and it allows you to repurpose things that would otherwise maybe, you know, be sitting around. Allows you to use up fabric stash when you've bought a little bit too much. It really helps your environment because you're getting those paper gift bags out of circulation. I just wanted to show you this project because I think that it's something that if you take an hour or two to cut out some of the bags, sew them up, and put them in your closet, and you have them all ready to go. And it just saves time and saves money, and you don't have to run to the store to get a last-minute gift bag. And the recipient of the gift has a nice little bag that they can reuse. So this has been Angie from Canterbury Trails Farm, and I hope you enjoyed this short little project. And I hope it gives you some ideas and gets you creative.